when I thought about doing the work, I sort of looked back at all the images I've seen in art books since art school of how that's been rendered through Flemish art and the Renaissance. So I kind of looked for material and DVDs on famous paintings of Stations of the Cross and how I was approached by different people before I kind of locked in on the way I'd approach it. It came out of the idea of being in a room, and I thought, because I was so into this idea, because I thought it's such an honour to paint something like that because of its history going way back, I thought I'll visit the Wesley Uniting Church and have a good look around and see what I can see. And I noticed a bit of light coming through a stained glass window, and I thought immediately, I want that in the painting because it's evocative, light crossing a room, and often you see little specks of dust of light. It's almost like a star trail, a Milky Way effect. I remember looking at a lot of paintings, and then I recalled seeing a stone sculpture of an ancient head that was supposed to be a rendering of what Christ might have looked like, and I thought the weight of that feeds into the falling of the falling of Jesus, and it's also a huge weight of humanity and the past and history, and the way it's rebounded over the centuries. So I thought that would be an interesting approach, and then I kind of thought instead of being in the open area where he would have been pushed or walked, maybe inside of a room. So yeah, I kind of locked in on this idea, and I was going to have it very simple, just a head falling in the room, and then other ideas started to come out of that, so I just kept going. Been brought up a Roman Catholic as a child. I think the weight on Jesus and the expectation and what he had to face and go through was probably, everyone sort of goes through a little bit of that in their life or through friends, and where something happens, and you've got to face yourself deeply, and I think that's a great weight, and ultimately you're alone at that time and in that moment, and that was a big part of the heaviness of a stone head falling. Because basically my painting's always about light in one form or another, I started thinking about computer and symbolism going back from the 60s, early Star Trek flashes of computer, what they thought a computer might look like with little lights flashing and things like that. And I thought, well, a lot of young people particularly, or everyone I guess, looks at computers as their kind of answer these days. So they look through it, and the Jeshua file completed is like the Aramaic form of Jesus' name, and it's like it's not completed, but it's nearly completion on that station. It's heading towards completion, and the computer sort of makes up, if you like, what the image looks like. So it's gridded, and that grid is finished, and it's moving then on to the way Pontius Pilate feels about his role in the whole issue. So he's still initialising, and the form hasn't taken complete shape, but the grid's appearing on how he's viewed as a Roman and how the Romans view their heroes or leaders on plinths and marble and things like that. So there's a connection between the two that's always going to be there through history. So I hope it connects with whoever's looking at it, and they see something in themselves that connects with the work and that feeling of light, and maybe think a little bit deeper about who they are and where they're going, and especially at Easter time, and I think it's a special time.